Today we discuss the India's space program, a people's space journey. What is in the past, in present, and what is the future of India's space? Let's discuss. India's space journey has evolved beyond the strict of spectacular missions. It has the national pulse and is a source of daily inspirations. In June 2025, when Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla displays the tricolor aboard the International Space Station ISS and spoke to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It was a moment of pride for every Indian. The Prime Minister called it a defining chapter of the Amrit Kal era of nature. And for many, that moment felt like India's ascent was a part of their own heartbeat. It was not just science, it was identity being reshaped through visions and purposeful programs. The same spirit has been echoed earlier on August 23, 2023, when Chandrayaan 3 made India's first nation to land near the lunar south pole. India is now on the moon, declared Mr. Modi, which word which rippled through classroom, village, living room alike. India's lunar program has been truly path-breaking. Chandrayaan 1 2010 confirmed the presence of water molecules. Chandrayaan 2 2019 mapped the moon with high precision and prepared the grounded for Chandrayaan 3 2023, which achieved the world's first soft landing near the South Pole when the Vikram lander and Pragyan rover explored the lunar surface for a full moon day. This led children to draw depictions of lunar landscapes in notebook. It left researchers feeling vindicated and inspired citizens who saw India's story in space as also their own future. India has become a trusted global partner in space. Over 400 foreigner satellite has been launched abroad Indian rockets. In 2014, India became the first Asian nation and only the fourth in the world to reach Mars orbit. And on its maiden attempt, means first attempt, with the Mars orbit missions Mangalyaan, the Aditya 11 mission 2023, built through multi-institutional collaboration in providing unprecedented insights into the sun corona and its impact on space weather. Exposat 2024 is studying black holes, while SPARDX 2024 has demonstrated in orbit docking for future space stations and lunar mission. What is the vision for new space? These milestones are reshaping policy, culture, and aspirations. The roadmap is bold. Continuations of Gaganyaan program for human spaceflight, Chandrayaan 4, 5 for deeper lunar explorations, a dedicated venue missions, Bharatiya Antariksh Station BAS by 2025, and an Indian human landing on moon by 2040. These are not distant dream but national goal aligned with the spirit of Amrit Kal era of natures. The Prime Minister Modi has called for building a pool of 40 to 50 trained astronauts for future mission on a space day on National Space Day 2025 August 23. He argued young citizens to see themselves as a participant of India's human space program Gaganyaan with an approved outlay of over 20,000 crore rupees in advancing steadily. Four Indian Air Force test pilots are undergoing training and a series of uncrewed and crewed flights will culminate in India's first indigenous human space mission, presently target for 2027. A space technology today is woven into the fabric of governance and daily life. Satellite deliver disaster warning, guide fishermen assess crop yield, and insurance claims enhance railway safety. Power of geoparticles backbone of the PM Gati Shakti program. Space is no longer a distant luxury but a democratic utility, accessibly for every citizen. At the same time, space exploration fuels technology, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM education, advanced research, and workforce development. Future ready technologies in space operation, autonomy, robotics in space manufacturing, surveillance, and interplanetary travel are being developed, ensuring that India retained leadership in this strategic frontier. The transformation of India's space sector in deliberate and ambitious, the opening of field to private players, creating a thriving ecosystem of more than 350 startups building satellite launch vehicles. The space budget has nearly tripled from 5,615 crore rupees in 2013-14 to 13,416 crore rupees in 2025-26, and has been augmented to nearly 5,000 crore in user funds. India's space economy, currently valued $8 billion, is projected to grow $44 billion in yearly ahead, creating jobs in industry and innovations that orbit around this sector, inspiring the next generation. The Prime Minister Modi has challenged the ecosystem to deliver five space unicorn within the next 5 years, and to scale up annual launches nearly tenfold to 50 a year with private participation. India is advancing technologies relating to cryogenic electric propulsions, quantum communications, and in orbit serving. Youth are at the heart of this vision. The International Olympiad on Astronomy and Astrophysics, hosted in India August 2025, drew nearly 300 participants from over 60 countries, with Indian students winning medals. Initiatives such as ISRO Robotics Challenge and Indian Space Hackathon, Bharatiya Antariksh Hackathon, and bringing school and colleges students into direct contact with rover, satellites, and rockets, building confidence that the laboratories and launchpads of tomorrow are there to claim. At the policy levels, the National Meets 2.0, held just before National Space Day, produced 5,000 plus pages of documentation across 300 user interactions. This 15-year roadmap aligns every mission and the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. Global collaborations and leadership. Space has been consistently projected as a global common where India's leadership translates into shared progress. The South Asia satellite has provided neighboring with communications capacity, while during G20 presidency in 2023, India announced a G20 satellite for climate and environment monitoring with data shared with all nations. Collaborative missions such as NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar NISHAR with the National Aeronautic and Space Administration's NASA Thermal Infrared Imaging, Imaging Satellite for High Resolution Natural Resources Assessment, Trishna with CNES French Space Agency, Lunar Polar Exploration LUPEX with Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency JAXA, and India's participation in the European Space Agency ESA Proba 3 demonstrated India's rise a global partner guided by the ethos of Vasudev Kutumbakam. The world is one family. India's space journey is more than rockets and satellite. It is about a nation discovering new ways to see itself. The salute of Subhanshu Sukla aboard the ISS International Space Stations, the landing of Chandrayaan 3, 350 startups from small towns designing a space system, young students competing in Olympiad and satellite quickly serving national security and citizen services are all parts of the same story. In this Amrit Kal, India is not simply participating in the space age, it is shaping in with ambitions, confidence, and purpose. Bharat looks to the star knocking that the horizon belong to it. India is not only an active participant in the space age but it also shaping it.